Yo, this is me, Mike, Ringmaster of the Imagination Circus, and I'm here to bring you the latest of my reactions to the final, sadly, season of MLP, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. This episode is episode 12 of season 9, entitled The Last Crusade. So clearly it has to do with the CMC, or Cutie Mark Crusaders as we know them and love them. Which is good. I'm very happy to know that we get one in this final season because, you know what, once again, I'm looking forward to this. It's been a while since we've had one. I'm really happy to get an episode focused on the CMC here in this final season, and hopefully it's a good one. If it is The Last Crusade, then it makes me think, oh, okay, this is the last episode we're going to have that focuses on them, which is sad in general. Not just sad because it's the final season, but it's sad in general if this is the last Cutie Mark Crusaders episode. But regardless, if it is, I hope that they've done it quality and that it's good. I am sad to say that I've heard a rumor concerning this episode. Not a bad rumor, just a rumor that, you know, reveals something actually kind of awesome. But frankly, something that I kind of wish I hadn't been spoiled for, but that one's kind of on me and Google, but mostly me. Regardless, I hope you enjoy this reaction. I certainly think I'll enjoy this episode. So let's get going, shall we? 3, 2, 1.
Cutie Mark Crusaders! Cutie Mark Crusaders!
Someone needs help.
Cutie Mark Crusaders! Cutie Mark Crusaders!
We're at my house!
I got my Cutie Mark!
You did? That's great, Skedaddle! Yeah,
Skedaddle.
what's it for?
Not tying. And I never would have gotten it without all of you.
Did we suggest not tying?
First I tried sailing, like you said. Next I tried fishing, like you said. Then I tried rowing, like you said. But my oar broke. So I used my fishing line to tie it back together, and I got my Cutie Mark! Ah, I can't wait to tell every pony!
That was a lot of enthusiasm. I always
How
appreciate it.
exciting! You three truly have a gift for helping ponies.
Aw, thanks, Aunt Holiday, but I'm not sure we can take credit for this one.
Of course you can. You encouraged that colt to try new things. And because you all believed in him, he succeeded.
I could use that kind of help.
Come on, Auntie Lofty. You already have your Cutie Mark.
A lot of good it does me. I can't decide what theme to give this quilt. I've run out of inspiration.
How about apples, puppies, kites, or cotton candy, or ballet? What about a Wonderbolt quilt?
See? Leave it to you three to come up with more ideas than I've had in a year. Now that's talent.
Ain't that the truth? They're good at their job, and I like it. Like last time we saw them, or at least we've seen them a couple times. It seems like they have like almost a thriving
And
business.
I left you cookies.
The cakes will stay with you tonight. Then Ready and Rainbow Dash after that. Remember, we're just a few stops from Ponyville if you need us.
She knows, Holiday. See you next week, Slugger.
Bye, Aunt Holiday. Bye, Auntie Lofty. Your aunts are so nice. Yeah, it's really cool they want you while your parents are gone. I know. I just wish they lived closer. No pony bakes like Auntie Lofty.
Huh? Hey, Derby.
They're coming home today! Who? My parents!
Oh, all right then. Okay, that I kind of suspected we were gonna meet meet Scootaloo's parents, which will explain some things. Like again, part of the rumor, although I kind of got some things wrong. But regardless, we are meeting her parents, which should be interesting, considering the implication that in parental guidance, if I'm right about the episode title, again, not the best of that, but the one where we met Rainbow's parents, it seemed like Scootaloo's parents were a little bit, if not like maybe a little bit neglectful, not intentionally so, but a little bit neglectful. And honestly, considering that she needs so many babysitters, makes sense. Also, the rumor I heard was that we would see a lesbian couple, which I guess that would be Scootaloo's aunts. Assuming that that was intentional, it certainly seems like that way, because they didn't seem like sisters to me. So I'm gonna accept the headcanon. Yeah, totally a couple. They seem like nice people. And Cookies making quilts. That British accent, though, that part was a little iffy to me. Not sure how to feel. Although I guess it would be a Trottingham accent. But regardless, not sure how I feel about the accent. But also we get to meet Scootaloo's parents. That should be very interesting, all things considered. I mean, for one, we've all been curious. The rumors and fan fiction about her being an orphan have been around for years. So, the fact that finally, like, I love fan fiction, but sometimes people go overboard, repeating the same plots, not really coming up with new ideas, and worse yet, kind of making them seem like they're canon. And the problem with that is, maybe your ideas aren't terrible, maybe they're well executed, but the problem is, when you come up with an idea, and it ends up, you know, you get infinitely disappointed when it gets nicked by the people making the show, and this is a great example. Sure, it took us until the final season to see Scootaloo's parents, but for the love of all that is holy, come on, guys, like, you know... Though, to be fair, her being an orphan was still always more plausible than her being a chicken. Or that her parents were a chicken. Although I will admit, one of my favorite fan fictions was Scootaloo talking to her parents, who turn out to be a pair of chickens who live in Fluttershy's hen house, which, okay. I mean, it was hilarious. Oh, God. I love... Sometimes fandoms are too much. This fandom in particular, but sometimes fandoms are too much. Am I right? Or am I right? Hey!
Today, we're going to learn about the Pegasus Weather Factory.
Hello!
Once every pony is in their seat.
Hello, Cheerilee. Long time no see. Also, your voice sounds particularly high-pitched today.
The factory specializes in snow, rain, sunshine, and... Scootaloo, may I help you?
I just noticed your erasers needed dusting.
Why don't we hold off on the lesson until after lunch? How about show and tell? Does any pony have any...
My parents are coming home to Ponyville today!
Wait, they don't live here?
Nope. Their jobs are way too important for that. They travel to the farthest, most dangerous places in Equestria to study unknown plants and fierce creatures. And what they learn helps pony science and medicine. I'd go with them, but it's too dangerous. Once, my mom had to wing wrestle a wyvern, and my dad got trapped in a chimera's cave.
You have wyverns in this universe?
Still has the scars to prove it.
You're making that up. No pony has that kind of job.
You know, I thought she was making it up too, but I'm kind of finding it way more believable. Also, this is the second time this season we've seen a crocodile. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know.
Easy there, Marshmallow. Time you were in your crate for
Okay, wow. Did not see the Australian accent coming.
And that means now, mister.
Okay, and I'm sorry. Okay, why did you let it out of the cage to begin with?
Mom! Dad!
Okay.
Still think she's making it all up?
Nuh-uh.
I mean, to be fair, after
Meet my parents!
I would like to point out that Apple Bloom was almost eaten. Like, are we? I suppose death-defying situations are so common. It's why ignore it? But it's fine. It's totally fine.
Scootaloo. I hope we didn't interrupt anything. No, I think class is dismissed.
Cheerilee clearly she's got some.
Great! You're nearly as tall as me now, Scoot.
Aw, come on, Dad.
Oh, Scootaloo, we missed you.
Me too, Mom. Did you get all my letters?
And read them 20 times, but they're never as good as the real thing. It's so good to see you.
I say we celebrate with ice cream sundaes. They don't have those in the jungle, that's for sure.
Why don't you all come? Our treat.
Okay. Okay, where's the conflict in this episode? Because I mean, outside of the fact that they're gone so often.
Let us teach a class.
Good on you, Scoot.
What an honor!
I can give you a tour of the school if you want. I mean, if you're staying for a while this time.
Oh, you'll be seeing plenty of us.
Really?
Because we've taken a new job assignment that will let all of us live together.
I can't believe it! That's awesome! All right, Scootaloo! Woohoo!
We never planned to be away for so long in the first place. We just kept discovering things that could help Equestria, and no pony else had the experience to finish our job.
But with all that's happened lately, Somber's return, the destruction of the Tree of Harmony, we decided our family should be together.
Makes sense. Also, I like that they use that as a...
This is the best day of my life!
Yeah, something tells me it's not...
We'll stay in town for the weekend, so you can pack your things.
Wait, what?
We're all moving to Shire Lanka. That's where our new job is.
But my
Charlanka?
friends are in Ponyville!
You can come back and visit them, or they can take the train to us. There's one every month.
But Scootaloo can't leave! We've been together our whole lives!
Well,
It'll
that's...
be a big change for every pony.
I don't know about
but
your
it'll be a
whole
good
lives,
change.
but maybe your entire
You'll see.
The
existence.
only thing I see is the end of the Cutie Mark Crusaders!
Okay, see... Okay, dramatic, very dramatic. Okay, so the way I see this... Yeah, there's the conflict I was searching for. So here's a couple of things. One... Scootaloo's parents are very interesting. Okay, also, when she said they weren't supportive, they're clearly very loving, but okay, they're just not around very much, but fair enough. They got this insane job. They apparently go on adventures and discover things to help Ponyville, which you'd think they could stick around in Ponyville, could, like, to help, not help Ponyville, help Equestria, but you know what I mean, like you'd think they could stick around in, Ponyville. Also, did they say Sri Lanka, or was it another horse pun? It's probably another horse pun, but it just sounded like Sri Lanka to me. So, whatever they actually said, I'll of course check afterwards while I'm editing. I'm not going to go back. I guess I could do that in between, you know, editing magic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Point is, so this is interesting. I suppose the conflict of the episode is letting them stay while, like, allowing her to stay with the Cutie Mark Crusaders while getting them to stay in Ponyville. And considering, like, they're doing all this to help Equestria, you'd think, I mean, literally the 6 ponies who on a regular basis have saved the country multiple times, like, at least once a year or so it seems, maybe multiple times a year depending on how the timeline actually works, live in Ponyville, so you'd think they'd be able to, like, get some help. Also, what the hell does a wyvern look like in MLP? I mean, you have to assume it looks like your traditional wyvern. The 2 wings, 2 back legs, and then otherwise looks like a dragon. So, but still, it's so up in the air, and it's very interesting to say the least. I do like their characterization. Otherwise, they read her letters, which they read them according to her mother 20 times? I mean, that's not... I guess if I really missed my kid, I'd be reading the letters over and over again. But I can't relate to that, so okay. Also, interesting... They're just very interesting people. Also, seriously, Apple Bloom almost got eaten by that crocodile. Like, what is the proper way? Because I'm pretty sure there's a specific way. And this is the second time we've seen one of those things this season. Man, they are really going all out on the animation. Also, yeah, the devastation. Okay, so I don't think this is actually... I mean, it might be the last Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At least not in universe. Maybe the last episode we see them in. At least in focus, anyway. Though, if we got another one out of nowhere, I would not be against that. Unfortunately, if they could give us just a couple more episodes on the characters, regardless. This episode is very interesting, and it's been fun so far, like, a lot more informative about Scootaloo's parents, and it's a very interesting conflict and situation, so let's go, shall we? Oh, wow.
And now call our last ever
Oh, wow. They
Cutie
got
Mark
pictures.
Crusader
There's
meeting
one
to
from
order.
the pony in the
First
cart
order
or
of
something.
business.
I can't remember the name of the episode. Also, why you guys... Don't be sad! You're gonna make me sad. Even though I don't think the end of the episode is sad. I like that they got a picture of Babs in there. That wall is beautiful. But seriously, guys, stop!
Thanks. down just 'cause I'm gone. You gotta keep being CMCs without me. How? There's only 2 of us. Maybe you can find a replacement for me. No, we can't. You're the only.
Okay, this is both. This is kind of sad, but it's also kind of beautiful. Wow!
Everywhere we go, or put on plays with us, or go camping with us, or just hang out with us. Well, it's worse for me. I have to say goodbye to both. Guess who just got 3 front row tickets to the Wonderful show next week? That is not the reaction I was expecting. Thanks for the tickets, Rainbow Dash, but I can't go. Her parents are making her move super far away from Ponyville. What? No way! Scootaloo belongs here. And now we'll probably never see her again. It's hopeless.
Oh. This reaction is so dramatic and yet so beautiful for so many reasons, which I will get to later in a bit.
Up so easily. You're the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Solving tough problems is what you do.
This is true.
We are pretty good at coming up with ideas. That's right. When we work together, we're unstoppable. I can't believe we didn't think of it before. It's list time, y'all. First question. Why do Scootaloo's parents want to move to Shire Lanka?
Oh, Shire Lanka. That makes sense.
What if we get them
as a
job
pun
here instead? Yeah, they like dangerous creatures, right? We gotta have some of those around here, like timber wolves. Dad knows all about those, and cockatrices and bugbears. They only study super rare animals. Then maybe we need to give them an animal no pony's ever heard of. Then how would we hear about it? Because we're making it up.
You know, I think.
So, you want these tickets?
Nah. Sorry, Rainbow. We got a bigger concern. Also, I didn't Firebrand or Josh Scorcher make a joke about Sweetie Belle being a potential supervillain in the future?
Nothing I've ever seen.
Legend says it has 5 claws and 3 wings. And it's super dangerous if
you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this creature turned out to be real, but I doubt it. But then again, you know what? I'll flip a coin. Of an imaginary coin. Also, they're trying. I love this. This is so dumb. I love it.
I think I heard something this way.
And that actually kind of looks like Barris from Dragon Ball Super. And that looks super weird. Okay, now I'm really convinced that whatever this weird freaking creature is real. I mean, it's gonna be weirder, you know. Oh god, they're gonna discover.
Now the plan is run!
Oh wow. How? Yeah, that was kind of predictable. You can't see what you're going. You're gonna crash.
Guess you solved the mystery.
We'd better get back. There's a lot to get ready before the house goes up for sale tomorrow.
They're selling the house? Jeez! The tragedy.
We have a new plan to keep you in Ponyville. We just gotta show
Is it as insane and really irresponsible and stupid as the last one? I mean, that's totally on par with the CMC, although they haven't been quite that insane for a while, in my opinion. Whoa, did they... Why did you take a picture of your freaking...
Good. Are these yours?
Yeah, thanks, Dad. We're sending them to the Pony Book of Records. We're the only 3 ponies in Equestria with the same cutie mark. The chances of that are so rare. It means we belong together.
Oh, wow,
forever.
you guys are...
Yeah, but you don't have the same cutie mark.
Sure we do. Look.
Well, this part is the same, but the picture inside each of these is different. I think it means you'll stay best friends no matter where you go, and that's really special.
That was the most reasonable argument to that statement I've ever heard. Also, that was kind of meta because people have argued, but yeah, the cutie marks are different. They're similar, but they are different. That was, I'm pretty sure, if that was a response to anybody's fan, because I've heard some theories about that, so...
It's a potion I mixed up from Zakura's book. Prune is only one of the ingredients. What's
okay.
On this potion, please depend. Any separation, mend. Friends together till the end. We just gotta dab a little on our hooves. Sounds perfect, right?
This is going to end so badly. My money, it's some kind of magical adhesive. So, magical glue, baby! Doesn't matter if they're separated.
Is something
Wait
supposed
for
to
it!
happen?
Wait for it! Yeah, there we go. Yeah!
Is this the something that's supposed to happen? The book didn't really say.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected.
Thanks for trying, Apple Bloom, but I might as well face it. I'm gonna have to leave Ponyville. Don't give up, Scootaloo. This just gave me an even better idea how to keep you here.
I'm sure. Okay, so is this not going to be something like the...
Maybe
So this isn't
better
something
tease
like the
Cora
cutie
about
pox where
fixing
this is a
first.
permanent problem, I assume. Okay, they've got a day.
We're running out of
They've
time.
literally got like a day. What are you... Are you serious? That's even...
This has to work.
This is terrible. They chained themselves to a post! Are you serious?
To the station.
We can't miss tomorrow's train. It's the only one for a month.
Shire Lanka.
Go without me. I'm staying with the CMCs. We are chained to this post, and nothing and no pony is gonna move us, no matter what.
Gosh darn it, you salesmen! They really should have chained themselves to
We
something
just sold the
stronger.
house, Scoot. I know this is hard to accept, but just...
It's more than hard. It's not fair. You're making me pick between my family and my friends.
Oh, Scootaloo, moving away won't stop you three from caring about each other. Why don't you sleep over with Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom tonight? It'll give you a chance to say a real goodbye.
But I don't want to say goodbye. You're changing my whole life without even asking how I feel.
Yeah, that was bound to happen eventually. Once they got past the, you know, insane schemes and got to the pure emotions, which they felt earlier, but still, like, this response of actually not yelling at her parents, but, you know, just getting those feelings out there, crying and running away, that's the expected response. Although, since they sold the room, she no longer has a room to lock herself in. So, there you go. But, yeah, this is pretty much what I expected, and it's an interesting way to handle it. And to be fair, a bunch of kids, I mean, we still don't know how much the CMC have grown since we met them, but I like to think they're a couple of years older. But we have to assume, like, they're still young. And so them trying really cockamamie schemes to try and get Scootaloo's parents to, you know, not separate them. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. And I also understand why her parents were not relenting, because it wouldn't make sense for them to. They're adults. They have their own lives. They have their obligations of their job. And, you know, why they, I mean, I'm not entirely sure why they can't work in Ponyville, but still, if they've got this job in Shire, I feel like I said it right once, and now I can't say it again. Seriously, Shire Lanka, but it's clearly another pun. Regardless, I'm very curious about how this is going to be resolved, because, I mean, maybe it'll be as simple as them finding something they can work on in Ponyville, but we'll see. I'm very, very curious about how this is going to go. So, let's go.
Scootaloo! Where are you going? To stay with my aunts. You heard my parents. There is another train to Shire Lanka for a month. If I'm not on it, they'll have to go without me. Then we're coming with ya. Are you sure? I don't want to get you in trouble. Rarity won't be mad. Applejack neither. I bet you do the same thing for her friends.
I mean, I think you're, like, overestimating their tolerance for you guys doing something that's insane. Even if you are kind of right, they probably would do the exact same thing. And yep, they went. Oh, nice house. It's a really nice house, actually. It's pretty nicely sized.
Scootaloo, what a nice surprise.
And I've got a surprise for you. You three inspired me to finish
Oh,
my
hey.
quilt. See? It's Cutie Mark Crusader themed.
We love hearing
Oh,
stories
look, they
about
got
piracy,
like
Belle.
different,
So
like,
Lofty decided
they've
to
got
celebrate the special
different
show
individuals
in
cutie marks. They even got like diamond tiaras and silver spoons cutie marks in there.
It's
Big Max
still
is a
work
weird
in
choice, I
progress.
guess. I mean, the connection.
what we're sad about, Auntie Lofty. Mom and Dad are back, and they're making me move to Shire Lanka with them.
Snap and mine are back? They didn't tell me that.
Oh, I think the mail pony delivered your letter to my house. I love my family, but I love being with my friends, too. I don't want to have to choose.
Well, then why don't your parents just stay in Ponyville?
Their job is too important. That's it! Is this another potion idea? No! Scootaloo's parents are the only ponies in Equestria that can do what they do, right? Right? Well, so are we! Our cutie marks prove it! Yeah! Our job is to help other
Yes!
ponies find their
That's actually some genius logic. Also, that was a great panning shot. I love when animation does stuff like that.
Now, how do we explain that to him?
Oh, you don't have to explain it. They will. Feeling better, Scootaloo?
A little. I just want to show you something before we go.
All right, but let's make it swift. That train won't wait. Sweet Celestia slippers!
What is all this?
Nice. That is a lot of people.
It's Cutie Mark Crusader Appreciation Day! But we couldn't start without all of them here. CMCs! CMCs!
There you go. I like that.
CMCs! CMCs!
These three ponies share a rare ability to help others find their true purpose. It's a job only they can do, and only together.
That sounds familiar.
In honor of all they have done and continue to do for the ponies of this town, I would like to present the Cutie Mark Crusaders with a three-handled key to the city.
A three-handled key to the city. I didn't realize that Ponyville had a key to the city, but of course. Hell, if any ponies deserved it, more than the main six. Oh, wow, that's a
full Wonderbolt salute.
Oh, I'm not sure you know just how important Scootaloo and her friends are, little brother. But you're about to find out.
Ha.
The CMCs use their free time to set up a camp to help us blank flanks find our cutie marks. The Cutie Mark Crusaders see the best in every pony, even when that pony can't see it in themselves.
Well, I'll be a three-tailed bandicoot. I had no
Three-tailed
idea how
bandicoot.
important Scoot's Club was.
Oh, it's way more than just a club. The CMCs have made a difference for every pony here.
And not just ponies. They help every creature.
Whether it's encouraging others to discover their special talent...
Nice.
Or inspiring them to do what's in their
Hey. Okay. You know what? If that's all we're going to get out of Diamond Tiara this season, I'll take it.
No way! After all that, you're still gonna make her leave?
We just want what's best for Scootaloo. And until now, we thought we knew what that was.
Turns out, you're just like us, Scoot. You have an important job that only you can do. You love it, and it helps all of Equestria.
Sometimes that means missing out on other things you love, like watching our daughter grow into a pony we're very proud of.
Which is a long way to say, Scoot, if you want to stay, we understand.
You!
Really? Thanks, Dad! Thanks, Mom!
I liked it.
Oh, sweetie, I'm just sorry we didn't realize it sooner.
Our work is our life's purpose. We could never quit, so there's no way we can ask you to do the same.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you sold the house.
Lofty, don't tease my brother. We already have a solution worked out.
Since the CMCs make Ponyville such a nice place, we've decided to move here.
You can live with us, Scootaloo, if you'd like.
That would be amazing! Will you still come and visit?
Of course!
Rabid bugbears couldn't keep us away.
You get to stay here! You get to stay here! You get to stay here!
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about this, because I got some things to say. All right. Alrighty then. I have to say, this was a very enjoyable episode. Maybe even one of my favorites of this final season. For one, it's a CMC episode, which I had a tendency to enjoy these episodes. Some are of higher quality than others, but I think this one is of particularly high quality. So, what are the highlights? Well, one, we got to meet Scootaloo's parents. Two, we got to see some veritable interesting personalities. We also got to meet her aunts, who, okay, so is her aunt's one aunt's accent British and or Trottingham, or is it just a bad Australian accent because her father's accent is Australian? Confused in that case. Also, nice that we got some, I mean, it's basically implied, but, lesbian coupling, I don't know what the correct term is, but I'm very happy to see some LGBTQ plus representation. I'm always happy to see those things, and so it's nice to see that here, even if it's not outright stated, but very heavily implied. So, good on you, MLP writers. And overall, a highlight from this episode for me was definitely seeing the CMC and their different attempts to fix the problem. Or, since the whole episode was about Scootaloo and her family, essentially, we got a lot of focus on her, we got a lot of new information, and we got a lot of good scenes with Scoots. But what I think we like the fact that we got some equally good stuff from the other members of the CMC, like of course, Apple Bloom being focused on making potions, which I love that of course she's still doing that, and I also love that while the spell was a kind of problem, it wasn't the kind of problem like say the cutie pox that couldn't be fixed by Apple Bloom herself. She no longer needs supervision when making potions. She, however, maybe should read the warnings, because, the warnings, they kind of come, I think, what was it that Dr. Strange said? Yeah, that's the one, thank you. So, yeah, all I'm saying. Also, as pointed out multiple times by Josh Scorcher, yeah, Sweetie Belle does come off like she could be some sort of supervillain once or twice, and this episode doesn't help, but it's definitely the kind of scheme she would come up with, and it's good to see her trying to help her friend. If I had to say what the biggest highlight, it's just seeing a good CMC episode in the final season, and because this situation is so realistic, and I think that's the biggest highlight for me. The fact that it is so realistic. It feels like a real situation. Almost too real. But it had enough pony, situations and enough pony fun, to put it mildly, that made it, tolerable. Because otherwise, some sitcoms have tried to play up these kinds of situations. Sitcoms or blah, 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 after-school specials, that kind of stuff. But I feel like, again, kind of like the episode earlier in the season with, Common Ground. Again, it's a very realistic situation, and while it's maybe not as hard-hitting as the one, or that one, this one still feels really real, and I like the way they handle it. So it was very heartwarming to see the CMC have to deal with this situation, and because the parents wouldn't take their concerns seriously, they would be thinking, yeah, you know what, we can finally be with our daughter, but we gotta take her away from where she's been, but she'll get used to it, because this is what's good for her, and we'll finally be together as a family. Not taking into account her feelings, or her job even, because yeah, being the CMC with, Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom is pretty much her job. So taking away from that would be kind of bad, just really bad. And I appreciate that I appreciate that the two didn't outright give up their position, as whatever their actual, whatever title their occupation has. They're still going to visit, and since they got that 1 month train, I assume they're going to visit at least once a month, which is not terrible, I've heard of worse parent-child relationships. Honestly, back in Parental Guidance, I got the impression that Scootaloo's parents sucked. They don't seem to suck. They're not the greatest parents, but I've seen worse. So honestly, yeah, this is a very interesting situation, and it paints a picture of a very odd sort of family, but I really like it. And above that, I just really like the episode and its handling of this unique but not entirely unrealistic situation. So, yeah, good job. It was just a really enjoyable episode. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the focus on the CMC. That crying scene in the middle, that crying scene was funny, but it was also really good. Again, if I thought they were actually being separated or if it was something really tragic going on, I would be crying too. But I found it a little funny. But to be perfectly honest, I thought that the performances from the three voice actresses was fantastic. The three of them together did an excellent job, and it was like, if not genuinely sad, that's somewhat heartwarming how much they just can't begin to be separated. I will say, I found the line about them being together their whole lives kind of weird, but I guess they grew up together in the town, even if they hadn't initially been friends. So I guess that might qualify, but it's still a little strange. I really appreciated the throwbacks from the pictures on the wall to the different ponies we saw. Seriously, that wave from Diamond Tiara, it's so minor, but she waved at them. It's a thing. That if that doesn't prove that there's an off-screen friendship happening here, I don't know. Can we just get one episode where Diamond Tiara is actually talking and interacting with the CMC again? Or whatever. Please! Why? Seriously. We got more, after Diamond Tiara's reformation, we got more appearances from her mother. Why is that a thing? Come on! I'm sorry. Couldn't help myself. Regardless, it was a very enjoyable episode. Made me chuckle a couple times. There were some genuinely funny moments. The part of where Scoot's dad brings up that their cutie marks are similar but not the same is great to me, because yeah, that was my argument. I've watched theory videos where people talk about their cutie marks being the same. They're not the same. They're different. They are similar, and it shows that they do have a similar purpose, but it distinguishes them because they are different. It's complicated. Either way, this was just an enjoyable episode. It had so many little bits that made it up that made me really enjoy it, and it was heartwarming, and we got a little bit more, not necessarily lore, but just a little bit more about one of our characters that we've been wanting for a while. And it was just an overall fun time, and I really enjoyed it overall, and I think this one is going to be going down as one of my favorites from this final season of the show. So, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. I hope you all enjoyed this reaction, and I hope that if you feel so inclined, you might come and visit me again here at Imagination Circus Productions. This is Mike, signing out. Thank you, and good day.